This is my review for the Odyssey. So I want to preface this by saying that I went into this movie with high expectations in terms of the special effects and the production design and the acting, all that stuff, but with somewhat of low expectations in terms of like how the quality of it as an adaptation would. And to be honest, I had a great time watching this. I think it's really fun. It's a really fun movie. But if you nitpick a little bit at it, there's a lot to criticize. For one, I don't think it's a bad thing. All the things that Christopher Nolan like, kind of took out from the original work is at the end of the day, it's a movie. It's gonna be 3 hours long, so it's kind of justified to a certain extent. And in terms of the story, I mean, it's really good. But to be honest, I mean, that's just the Odyssey. I mean, it's a timeless classic. So yeah, you can't give Christopher Nolan that much credit for it. But in terms of the adaptation, let's start with the characters. I think the portrayal of all the characters were, for the most part, really good. The only ones that I didn't really like were Calypso, played by Charlize Theron. I don't even know how that's pronounced. It was such a non-character. I mean, the way she's played in this movie, it's kind of like she's just like this innocent, like woman or slash witch that just falls in love with Odysseus. Like, I don't know why Christopher Nolan was afraid to make her a bit more selfish or whatever. Think about a star-studded cast like this with Robert Pattinson, Anne Hathaway, Matt Damon, you have Mia Goth, Zendaya, Tom Holland, all these. Um, is that somehow for me, I just some of them I didn't really buy it. Like Zendaya, I don't know why I didn't buy it. Tom Holland's more or less the only ones who I think did a really good job were Matt Damon. I forgot that he was Matt Damon and Robert Pattinson. I think Robert Pattinson's kind of like the best acting in this movie. Anne Hathaway was also really good, but I don't know what it is about Anne Hathaway. People say it's like the filler she has in her face. I'm not here to talk smack about that, but sometimes it does feel, you know what it feels like? It feels like when she's like, the character's like really emotional, it feels like the real Anne Hathaway's trying to escape through her face. Tom Holland, for some reason, people really criticize him, but I just think it's that people think of him too much as Spider-Man, so people don't take him seriously. I think he did a fine job. He was definitely not miscast, in my opinion. In terms of Agamemnon, played by Benny Safdie, it was good for the most part, but they put him as this like real mysterious character. He's really tall, bigger than Odysseus. Matt Damon. He doesn't really speak, but once he spoke, I was kind of they built him up with so much aura that when he actually spoke, his voice was just kind of like that's how he talks. The creatures and the monsters, again, for the most part, I think they were good. I think they were really well done, well made. Some people criticized the Cyclops, saying that it was too like unimaginative the way he looks, and I didn't really have a problem with that. That some of the dialogue, first of all, there's too much exposition here. There's not enough show and don't tell, and some of the dialogue that's already been memed, it does seem a little bit forced. Like if you haven't seen it, like hold our age of bronze is collapsing. Like that line, it happens near the end of the movie, and I didn't even expect it, even though I knew it was going to be mentioned. But it caught me off guard. It just seemed like so forced. It just seems a bit too, I guess, a bit too woke, a bit too moderny, a bit soapboxy. But overall, like I said, it was just really enjoyable. Now, what I always have disliked about Christopher Nolan, not about him per se, but about how his work is perceived, is that if you hadn't seen any Christopher Nolan film and you just hear his fans talk about his work, you would think he's like this ultimate intellectual powerhouse, greatest cinematography, greatest special effects, greatest everything, and he's good, he's really good, but I still think he's slightly overrated. The thing is, the way I see it is he's basically Taylor Swift. In terms of the complaints about it being woke, like I said, it is a woke movie. Helen of Troy, yeah, that part where Menelaus, John Bernthal, she has like these wicked scars on half of her face, and kind of like to make it seem that Menelaus like beats her or something. That was kind of weird. That's like I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's weird. Almost every couple except for Odysseus and Penelope is interracial. But okay, I don't know, that's just funny. I also think that Christopher Nolan simply does things incidentally. I think that there are certain aspects that he kind of just overlooks, doesn't give too much thought into. But overall, I think he's a good filmmaker. It's like 95%, it looks really good. And then there's just that 5% that if you're like nitpicky, it kind of takes you out of it. Also, one of the most unintentionally funny scenes is when they go to the island where there's these giants. They find a kid that's the same size as them, and it's just like so unintentionally